Hello, my name is Samantha and this is Daniel, and we're going to be conducting the heart assessment today. First, I'm going to start out by inspection. I'm going to look at his chest. Breathe regular. Lean forward a little bit. There you go. Kind of relax a little bit. Okay. I was looking for lifts, which is an outward movement of the sternal and peristernal areas. I was also looking for heaves, which is an outward movement of the chest wall. I do not see any prolonged duration or increased amplitude. The chest wall has normal retractions, which are the inward movement as he breathes in. And also the chest wall has normal thrust, which is the outward movement. I didn't see any increased amplitude in the chest retractions, so that's normal. And I didn't see any skin lesions, cyanosis, or venous distension when I inspected the skin, and also on his neck, chest and neck. Next, I'm going to palpate the pericardium. I'm going to start by going over the apex. Then I'm going to do the left sternal border. And then lastly, I'm going to go over the base. Palpate the base. Okay. I'm going to check his apical pulse manually. His apical pulse is 82. It was regular, so I just counted the 30 seconds and then doubled the time. I was also feeling for any pulsations, lifts, retractions, that thrust, or thrills. I did not feel any. Next, I'm going to check his carotid pulse, and I'm going to compare it with his apical pulse, which should be equivalent. It should be in sync. And they are, so that's within normal limits. Lastly, I'm going to be checking for capillary refill on bilateral hands and feet. I'm also checking for cyanosis or clubbing, which he has neither. And his capillary refill on his fingers is less than 3 seconds, which is normal. And normal, good. Also, he doesn't have any skin lesions or any irritation on his chest. Alright, Mr. King. Now that we've... Alright, Mr. King, now I'm going to percussion. I'm going to use percussion. And I'm going to outline your heart using percussion, okay? So let me grab my pen. Okay, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I don't want the screen to fall. There we go. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to percuss the outer borders of his heart. I'm going to start by percussing at the left anterior axillary line, moving medially along the intercostal space towards the sternal border. Okay. And once I get to an area of dullness, I'm going to mark it. Okay. I'm marking each point where percussion changes from the resonant sound to dullness. which would indicate organs. Next, and lastly, I'm going to measure and record the distance from these points to the mid-sternal line at each of the intercostal spaces. And the right cardiac border is matches the right sternal border. So that's normal. Alright, Mr. King, now I'm going to listen to your heart sounds. I'm going to start by listening to the aortic valve, and then I'm going to listen to the pulmonic valve, the tricuspid, the mitral, and Erb's point. I'm going to have him lie in several positions. I'm going to have him sitting up and listen to it. I'm going to have him lie supine, and then also on his left side. I'm going to start by listening to the aortic valve, which is located at the right intercostal space and the right sternal border. Normal S1, S2. Then I'm going to listen to the pulmonic valve, which is located at the second left intercostal space at the left sternal border. S1, S2, no murmurs heard. Then I'm going to listen to the tricuspid valve, which is at the fourth left intercostal space at the left sternal border. S1, S2. And then I'm going to listen to the mitral valve, which is going to be at the fifth left intercostal space at the mid-clavicle line. Clavicular line. S1, S2, no murmurs. Lastly, I'm going to listen to Erb's point. Which is next to the pulmonic valve. And with Daniel, I could hear the best heart sounds at Erb's point, which would be his PMI. Okay, Mr. King, now can I please have you lie down supine? And I'm going to listen to his heart sounds all over at the same places that I listened to him while he was sitting up. S1, S2, no murmurs. Alright, Mr. King, can I please have you turn on your left side? Knees slightly bent, please. And you can go ahead and put this arm up over your head. There you go. Thank you. I'm also going to be listening with the bell of my stethoscope to hear high-pitched sounds. Once again, no murmurs were heard, no S3, S4s. It seems that he would be writing in the sinus for them. Now I'm going to listen to the S1, S2 while palpating his carotid artery. Mr. King, can you please lay on your back? And come towards me a little bit. Thank you, sir. Okay. And I'm going to locate his carotid. Alright, Mr. King, I need you to take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, I need you to hold it. Okay, I'm listening for S1, which is at the beginning of systole. Go ahead and breathe, Mr. King. And that was within normal limits. So next I'm going to listen for his S2 sound. I'm going to have him breathe in deeply as I listen for S2 and I feel his carotid. Alright, Mr. King, inhale deeply and hold. Okay, I'm listening for S2, which marks the initiation of dystole. Okay, go ahead and relax. Go ahead and breathe. Okay, S1 and S2 are within normal limits, and I do not hear any presence of murmurs. Okay, Mr. King, you can go ahead and sit up. And that conducts my cardiac assessment.